part 2 of the call-in portion of the Dan Moon Show.
7 minutes after 9 o'clock here in News Talk WTMA. I'm Dan Moon. I will just go ahead and get the theme out of the way because I want to jump right in. I know by now you're just starting to sink in. Listen to what I'm telling you. There has been, I'm going to call it a terrorist attack, and I'm going way out on a limb, but that's my opinion, on the World Trade Center towers in New York. And then just a matter of maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes ago, we got a report that another plane had crashed into the other tower of the World Trade Center. I don't know whether you're following this or not. We're going to continue to follow it and going to talk about it this morning.
We don't have all the information, but it's been confirmed that 2 planes have hit the World Trade Towers in World Trade Center in New York. Perhaps we should have a brief moment of silence and pray for the family members.
So our daughter had left her purse at her desk thinking that it was just a fire drill, and all they had heard was a loud noise, and so they thought that it was a fire drill. And when she walked outside, she got down the steps, 33 flights, and people were moving rather slow, and she got outside the building just in time to look up and see the building, her building, explode.
Hey, Andy, response command center. Need you to help me everything you can about American 77.
John Thomas, Ops Manager. I think we need to let everybody know this right away if they don't already. American 77 was just west of Charleston, West Virginia, flight level 350, and disappeared off our radar scope about 1256Z, along with lost frequency. We now believe that aircraft may have been hijacked, although we have nothing to verify that. But with the World Trade Center, we could have another loose aircraft out there somewhere.
The Federal Aviation Administration has now ordered any plane in the air to land at the nearest airport. Obviously, this is a nationwide security situation now.
Right now, let's go to Mac Thompson in the newsroom.
All right, thanks, Nancy. We understand. We want to tell people that may be going to the airport today to take flights. We just talked to the people at the Charleston International Airport, and we do understand that all flights have been held.
What is happening here at the airport right now is anybody that's coming in is being told that all the flights have been canceled for today.
We appreciate your patience very much. I'll give you just a very brief description of what we know. We have received a report through our communication lines that what would appear to be maybe a terrorist activity or hijacking has occurred.
Every single commercial airport in this country has a ground stop right now. Every airplane that was going to depart will be grounded. Every airplane that is airborne will land.
Shock. All eyes fixated on the unreal, horrible truth unfolding on the television.
It's just a nauseating, incredible feeling to know how vulnerable we are as a people.
Hundreds of people pulled off their waiting planes. The airport closed. Travel plans ruined. But no one can stop watching. Stop wincing.
If somebody's willing to give up their life to create this, there's no way you're going to stop it.
Virtually everyone says they're angry.
Well, let's find out who did it, and let's get them.
And there are stories of total displacement. A rare sight on the Colorado Springs tarmac. This Southwest Airlines plane was forced to land while on its way to Las Vegas.
They're just flying, and all of a sudden they're like, we got a national emergency. We have to land the plane in the next closest area, and they're Colorado Springs, so I don't know. We ain't going nowhere for a while.
We can try to stay in this area.
More than 100 people are forced to stay here for no telling how long, but that's not what's important, people say. People here want answers.
We're going to stick together. They're going to show that we are a strong country. This will be a minor setback, and they're really not going to affect us.
There's been a lot of warning about this, and I think what they said this morning is true. They've been preparing for biological attacks and things like this, and nobody ever thought about some idiot flying a plane into a building.
Springfield's Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, the future of the American stock market seems hidden behind the smoking World Trade Centers. Brokers watched as terrorists attacked the heart of American capitalism. Most everyone in this Dean Witter office worked in the Trade Center buildings at different times.
When you're up there, the Statue of Liberty's not that big.
They have co-workers friends who still work there.
Were they able to get out? I don't know.
The explosions destroyed at least some of those offices.
There's been some tears shed.
Mark will come back, but everything's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a difficult moment for America. I unfortunately will be going back to Washington after my remarks. Secretary Rod Pace and Lieutenant Governor will take the podium and discuss education. I do want to thank the folks here at Booker Elementary School for their hospitality. Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
You're concerned about your brother? Absolutely, I'm worried about my brother. He is obviously the #1 target for terrorist acts in the world. But he's got the best protection in the world as well.
Knowing your brother as you do, what do you think is going through his mind and what emotions do you think he's feeling?
Well, I know his first reaction is going to be a feeling of concern for innocent people that are killed or hurt by cowardly acts of terrorism. That's the first responsibility, and that's the feeling that we all feel.
Terrorism against our nation will not stand.
Ronnie, hi, good morning. You're on News Talk WTMA.
Dan, this is the most spectacular event that I've ever seen in my life.
I gotta agree with you, Ronnie.
I've been in war, and this is terrifying.
What are you gonna do the rest of the day, Ronnie?
I'm gonna look at television.
Gopher 06, traffic is 11 o'clock and 5 miles northbound, fast moving, type and altitude unknown. Looks like a 757. Can you estimate its altitude?
Looks like he's low altitude right now, sir. Gopher 06, it looks like that aircraft crashed into the Pentagon, sir.
KYW News Time 9:43. We're going to return to our live network coverage. Be aware that there also now has been a blast and there is a fire at the Pentagon in the nation's capital. So the story runs to Washington, D.C. Again, we have evidently 2 planes that have crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. Another, evidently, when our reports are, a plane has crashed at or near the Pentagon in Washington. This is live coverage on News Radio WTAM 1100.
A news conference begins at 9:30. Former Governor Doug Wilder endorsing Donald McEachin for Attorney General. A much-needed endorsement lost in the news cycle where we informed Wilder the Pentagon had now become a target.
What?
Seconds later, his reaction moderates.
The sad thing, though, is you come to the realization that there's really no defense against insanity, no defense against terrorism.
One floor below in the governor's office, Secretary of the Commonwealth Ann Patera sees a replay of the second plane hitting the World Trade Center in New York. The state police order the lockdown of the executive mansion and the state capitol.
Good morning. On a day that is not such a good day here in Washington, D.C., and indeed in the entirety of the United States of America, we're broadcasting locally now, continuing the report of the terrorist attacks, what are believed to be terrorist attacks, in at least 2 cities in this country right now.
Megan McGrath has been out at the Pentagon for some time this morning. She's with us live to tell us what's happening there now. Megan?
We're getting some movement of some of the, we're assuming they're employees of the Pentagon over by that tree line there, by the exit ramp just within the last couple of minutes. They really started moving people back. They were a little bit closer to the building just a few minutes ago.
Somebody call, please.
Do you have United 93 south of Charlotte? We hear some funny noises. We're trying to get him. Do you have him? No.
We're getting word that Mayor White is going to be holding a news conference at noon today to talk about this.
The World Trade Center is just coming down.
That's how big the smoke is. Up on
We are carrying news live. One of the World Trade Center buildings just collapsed. The entire building collapsed. There is nothing left of it. The whole thing just came down. They reported an explosion at the base that took out the foundations. And if you can imagine, the whole building is now down. One of the world's great skyscrapers has collapsed.
I drive a city bus, and I just heard about it off and on from people. I just didn't realize how bad this was. So I had to come over to church. You talk to friends and my family, and we're all crying on the phone, but I have to talk to God.
Yeah, ask
I don't
him.
know why.